Welcome all from coast to coast. I'm your host, Palma N'Sheluvzit. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for an Oriac Live with an inspirational barber and a very dear friend of mine, Danny. How are you? Thank you for joining us.
I'm excellent, Palma. Thank you for having me. Great entrance though. I like that.
Thank you.
This is going to be good. We started that way.
My God, tell me about this wall display behind you, please, before we even get into the hot topics, because that looks pretty smoking behind you.
Well, I normally don't expose this, but I've done a lot of Zooms with a lot of different backgrounds before. And earlier you posted yours, and I was like, you know what? I got something a little more interesting for you. So I'm going to give you a real nice background. That's not Photoshopped either.
You know what? That looks pretty good. You got anything in a size 6.5?
I might. Something old, but it won't be in this stash. It's somewhere else.
All right. I'll hold you to it, okay? As long as you can send it over to Toronto, we'll be happy.
Hopefully I'll be there soon so I can hand deliver.
That's exactly right. Danny, I am so happy that we have this opportunity after knowing each other for years. And we started on a stage with barbers and across all over the place, coast to coast, like I said.
Yeah.
And boy, like we really built a family of barbers, didn't we?
Absolutely. And we got a lot of history and a lot of stuff to talk about. And it's just amazing we're still here,
Yeah, definitely, right? Like we're still standing. And you know what? It's because of all the other people around us, It's
absolutely
being encouraging, being motivated and inspiring. And we want to know, Danny, what has inspired you as a barber in the beauty industry, as a professional? What drives you to be this, the it factor? Tell me.
I don't know about this. I'm just me. So I just happen to be me and it turned into this, what you called it. But life just happened, like I started cutting hair at 14. Never thought it would turn into what it is today. It was never really a career at that age. I was 14 in 1994. That was a long time ago. I watched guys cut hair and charging $6, smoking cigarettes all day. Didn't really intrigue me, but I'm an artist by heart, and I always drew. I always did graffiti legally. And I was always a hard worker. I never had a problem working, and I kept the job since I was 15. I just never found my niche. And like I said, life happens at times. And I graduated high school June of 98. I started working in a barbershop September of 98. Far from the best, but I was the most reliable, most hospitable, and the hungriest, and the most, how could I say, I actually said hello to people, people like nice people, and it works.
Of course. You're a born hustler, right? Like, let's say it, you exuded it from the moment I met you.
Yeah.
And, you just live by your word. And like you said, just be nice, right?
100%.
And in saying that, if anybody who's out there watching us now, if you have any questions for Danny, please shoot us a message on Facebook and we will happily answer those questions for you guys.
Absolutely.
Danny, tell me, how has it affected like your personal life and how do you keep it balanced, so to speak?
Well, one of the most important is to try to keep them a little separate. Like if you follow me on social media, you follow me, I'm Success Addict, all one word. And I don't have a barbering page. Where initially when I started Instagram almost 10 years ago, the first day I created my name, it was Danny the Barber. And I slept on it and I woke up the next day and I was like, I'm more than that. Like I felt like I put a label on myself and I limited myself by just calling myself that. So I liked the word success addict. It was just something that clicked in my head and I literally lived that. I am addicted to success. And Palma, you know me. I don't do anything halfway. Everything I do, I give it 1,000%. And certain people feel like I'm a little loud and I'm a little, but I just can't help it. My passion just makes me who I am. So even when I have conversations with people, it might look like I'm yelling, but I'm not yelling. It's just the fact of it's the way it comes off because I'm just so passionate about what I do and whatever I actually put my hands on. If I'm not going to give it 1,000% of my energy or my thought process, I won't touch it because I don't want to do anything halfway and I don't want to ever not accomplish something. So everything that I do, I try to maximize it. I set goals daily, not weekly, not monthly, daily, and I get them done, and I work with my time and I manage my life and know how to balance them all. So when someone tells me they can't or they don't know how, what do you mean? I just did this and this and the other, and you're still just waking up,
Right.
So everyone has the same 24 hours, but we all have a different drive, a different work ethic, and a different hustle. Like we're in an era where unfortunately hustle is gone.
Yeah.
Like I'm from the era where we would compete on how many people we would service per day. He was on 16, I'm on 18, and I need to get to 22 because I'm going to beat you. And it wasn't even about beat you. It was a competitive nature.
Right.
And it was the hustle of getting to it and being able to service 20 to 25 people a day and making as much money as we could, charging $15. Now haircuts are $50.
Right.
Why can't you still do the same amount of people? People got comfortable. So instead of doing 25 and 15, they're doing 10 at 50. It still balances out, but I still want to do 20 at 50. That's just me,
Right.
And coming off a red eye flight, going directly to the barbershop, no matter what it takes, I get the shit done, and
Right.
with 3 barbershops and tons of barbers, I do that to set examples regularly. So none of my guys can come in late. None of my guys can tell me they don't know how or whatever the case may be. I get it done. And I'm the boss. And I've been behind my chair for 23 years. And I'm still back in that chair.
And not to mention that you're pushing out all these haircuts, but you're doing a damn good job at it. You're not half-assing anything.
Oh, no, not at all. Key to giving a quality haircut is understanding that haircut is a contract you're building with the client because this is residual income that you're trying to make. Right. I don't want to service someone one time. Why would I want to do that? I don't want $50 from you once. No, I want to service you over and over and over. And if you become a weekly client, guess what? That's $200 that client is giving me per month. That's one person. Do that to 10 people. Do that to 20 people. Do that with 100 people. This is how I can buy as many sneakers as I want because I work hard and do my damn job.
That's
so
right.
When I get the, oh, must be nice. Oh, you're so lucky. That's the 2 most hateful things you can tell a successful person.
You better believe
nothing's nice about how hard I work, and nothing is lucky about how many hours I put in. I literally just left my son's graduation dinner to rush to make sure I got this done because this is going to get done no matter what day it is, no matter what I got going on. I balanced it all, but I was there for his graduation. I made sure everything was right. We still went to dinner, still welcomed him off, and I was here on time. Like, there's ways of doing it all. There's ways of doing it all.
Danny, your passion is your gift and your presence is heard and it's definitely seen. And that is huge for me.
Yeah, because I refuse to make them listen to me. I make them hear me.
And if they can't hear you, damn it, they see us, right?
Yes, absolutely. You can't miss me. So you're either you're going to hear me or you're not going to miss me or you're going to catch both.
Now, speaking about our passion, if you guys are enjoying what you're seeing so far, don't forget to like us and share this with everyone. I have a question that came in from Terry from Ottawa, and I absolutely love this question. Here in our city of Toronto, we were locked down for quite some time, almost a year.
I heard.
Danny, I don't know how it affected you on that end, but these last 2 years, regardless of where you are from in this world, we were all affected.
Absolutely.
And I'm getting shivers saying this because it is so emotional for all of us in the beauty industry. How did Danny deal with it? And how did you keep motivated through all of this?
Well, one thing I did is it's just understanding glass half full or half empty, you know? And it's the day I found out we were going to close, I've been dying to renovate one of my locations for years. I had drop ceiling in there. I wanted to rip out and put hi hats and just redo the whole place, but I couldn't because I couldn't shut my business down for 2, 3 weeks a month, you know? So it was like a blessing in disguise. So the day I found out, I was already making phone calls, hiring contractors, getting everything done, had a meeting with all my barbers, let them know, listen, they're telling us 30 days. I'm telling you 90 at least, because the 30 days is going to turn into 60, 60 is going to turn into 90. So fellas, take advantage of this time, utilize it, and do something that's going to benefit you when you come back. So I literally renovated my barbershop, and it took me almost all 3 months to do it the way I wanted to do it. Wow. So it actually helped me stretching the time. And while I was doing that, if you guys don't know me, I'm a gym junkie. I have to work out every day. And even during COVID, gyms were closed. So I started running a lot. That became my new niche. And I'm not a runner. I'm too big of a guy to be running. But what happened was, for me running every day and just the kind of person I am, I'm not a runner. I went from 1 mile to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 10. I went from 215 pounds down to like 185 pounds. I was healthy, but I felt small. I didn't like it. So I started eating again. And
nothing about you is small, Danny. That personality will carry you through for life, okay?
So I took one of my cars out of my garage and built a gym in the garage. You know,
perfect.
So during COVID, I built the gym in my garage. I renovated my barbershop. I got to spend time with my kids, and I actually utilized the time. Now, the biggest issue was a lot of people had problems with finances, money.
Of course.
Where we're used to making money every day, every week, every day, every week.
Yeah.
So this was kind of a taste of reality. And it was an eye-opener and an eye-wakener where people felt like they were so comfortable and so complacent. Were you though? And are you? So if that really hurt you during that time, that means whatever you've been doing in your career, you need to change, because you need to be ready for moments like this. And I say it all the time, stay ready so you never have to get ready. And thankfully, blessing, since a kid, one thing I learned how to do is save money. I'm no dummy. I own a lot more than sneakers. So I have different residuals of income coming in, and I didn't cut hair for 2 months. 2 months. And it got to the point clients were begging me, Danny, please, Danny, please. No, I don't need to. I really don't want to, because it's not safe. But it got to the point they started bribing me. And one thing that's hard to give up is a good bribe. So that same garage.
Let me think of one. I'm thinking of one. Let me think of a good one.
You know, so I literally just put a station in my gym. I moved my squat rack over. I put a small station there, put a chair. So they were getting haircuts in my gym. So I turned the gym into a barbershop, and it's disconnected from my house. So
perfect.
You're not coming in my house. I don't have to worry about, there was only one person at a time. 2 people were never in my garage at the same time. So I was still safe at the same time, literally charging $100 a haircut during COVID in a garage.
Right.
And they were paying it. And instead of having to do 20 a day, I would do 4, 5, make a couple dollars just to do whatever I want to do. And it wasn't it. They needed it. So them needing it just created more value for me. And then when the barbershop opened back up, my prices went up.
Yep.
And there's no way you're going to go from 100 to $20. Like, that's not happening. Right. You know, so I didn't go crazy, but I went up, and it worked. And we're here today. And like I said, it hurt, but it didn't put me under, thankfully, you know, but once again, it's more so if everyone needs to understand after that happened, what went wrong? What did you do wrong?
Right.
And what can you do to prevent that from ever happening again, other than letting it happen again? Because when you bump your head somewhere, that shit hurts. Bump it twice, it hurts. Bump it 3 times, damn you. You bumped your head in the same place twice. You bumped it 3 times, it's your fault, not the spot's fault.
Right. And you said it right, Danny. I mean, look, like, if you haven't learned from that experience, people come to us to get motivated, to get
Yes.
inspired. We lead by example. This ain't just about the smoke and the mirrors.
No. We're barbers, stylists, educators,
That's right.
and psychiatrists.
You better believe that.
Oh,
And
I know.
and speaking about that, we don't get paid as a psychiatrist. So speaking of, upping your prices, this is a big topic of conversation constantly in our industry. So you went from $20 to 100 private. Now your shops are back open. How did you say to your clients, sorry, man, I gotta raise the price now? How did you feel about that? I know for a lot of people in our industry, we feel timid, scared. Oh, I'm gonna lose them. Like people are not coming back to the shop. What's gonna happen? Tell me, how did you handle that? How did you deal with that?
Well, I didn't go from 20 to 100. It was just like a ballpark number. Yeah. But I went up. I gave every service a $10 to $15 increase.
Yeah.
Every service. And one thing that I did do is I was never an online booking guy because I was just so busy with my regulars. And literally, I would service the same guys every week, same time. On Friday, I would walk in at 9, leave at 7. I service the same people every Friday at the same time, other than 3 open slots that I would leave open just so a miscellaneous person could possibly slide in there.
Yeah.
And now that COVID happened, guys stopped coming every week. Now they're coming every other week.
Yeah.
They're coming every 3 weeks, sometimes once a month. Guys that would come every single week, I'm watching them come in a month later. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Why are you letting yourself? I don't have anything to do. I don't have to go anywhere. So instead of worrying about giving me $50 every week, that would turn into $200. Now it's $65, and you're only giving it to me once a month, or you're giving it to me twice a month. Right. But also with being on the booking app, I don't have to talk to you.
Right.
Where before it was too personable. They had to deal with me directly. So that's when you have that feeling. I feel bad going up I don't feel bad because they don't feel bad.
Exactly.
They're going to replace you.
Yeah, that's right.
If you can't be there, they're going to find another barber. If you're sick, they're going to find another stylist. If you're not around, they're going to find someone else unless you have that much value where you're not replaceable. And I know I'm not. I've been doing this for 23 years. I know my value. So if you're not willing to understand, one, I've been doing this for 23 years. And if I worked at Walmart, McDonald's, anywhere, I would have gotten a raise quite a few times.
That's right.
So just because I'm self-employed, just because we've become friends over the years, you're telling me 20 years later, I'm not worth more? I'm giving you more. Absolutely. I'm educating myself regularly. I'm keeping up with all the new trends. I have all the newest tools. I know about I know what I'm doing. Yeah. And there's no way this 24-year-old kid with 4 years experience charges the same price as me. Hell no.
Right.
You want? You can go to him. He's $25. I'm $50. So are you paying for 23 years experience or 4? You're paying for a guy that's going to tell you got to wait half an hour for him, or you want to sit in a guy's chair that's not going to waste your time. I run my chair like a business, and my clients respect it. And now the price point is on the app. If you don't like it, don't book it. Very simple.
Absolutely.
And my chair is always filled.
Well said, Danny. Confidence is not just behind the chair, it's also behind your dollar. And we need to stand proud for what we do and not be shamed by it. We have an awesome question that came in from Veronica from BC, and she's been in the industry for 5 years, and she wants to know how she can get into competitions. And this is right up
that's easy.
My alley, your alley. We've judged all kinds. We've been involved with all kinds. I would love to hear what you have to say.
I would say just get up and do it. Start doing your research, finding out the next event in your city. Or, I'm sorry, if it's not in your city, get your ass on an airplane and fly across the country and be that stylist from Canada on stage in New York City, in Dallas, in Chicago. And when you go there, you know me, I can't turn it down. That's it. I'm
raising my hand. I did it for 10 years, Danny. That's what I did. And you're absolutely right.
You have to invest in yourself. Don't worry about going with people. Don't worry about bringing a group with you. Jump on an airplane by yourself with your clippers, with your shears, with a goal, and get it done. It works. But staying home, not leaving your house, not leaving that salon, you're never, ever going to grow. I will never meet you in person. I would have never met Palma if she didn't jump on an airplane and came out.
By myself.
Yes. And was it Bronner Brothers I met you the first year?
Yes, Barner Brothers.
So
I was a girl from Toronto.
A highly man-powered event, very urban, and you got this little white girl that slid right in, and it didn't matter because she had the confidence, she knew how to talk, she had the personality, and she fit right in. And me and you got initiated into Team Exotics same day. Was that not a couple years later?
We did. Oh my God,
You know?
just got shivers thinking about that. You know, it takes courage. And you know where courage comes from? It comes from your fear, Danny. It comes from fear. And we all have it. And we can't be afraid of fear because it's the fear that drives you forward. You know what? So what? I went on a plane by myself. I went to Barner Brothers, you know, in Atlanta. I didn't know what the heck I was doing, but I was like, you know what? No harm. And all you got to do is ask. And if the answer is no, then it's no. But you know what?
That means there's another door you got to knock on.
That's right. And if you don't try, you're never going to get that yes. Nope. And you know what? It was either you were going to accept me because I have passion for what I do. You have passion. You exude it. You sweat it. Even at the gym, you sweat it. You know, and that's a whole other topic that I'd love to pick your ear on about fitness. And I think that needs to be something a little
I'm going to the gym
more,
after this for another session.
Right. I mean, and it needs to be more spoken about in our industry. Hairdressers, we're on our feet. Barbers, we're on our feet all day long. Our shoulders, our arms. Danny, I work out every day, not only for my mental health, which is the first and foremost for everyone to know, and second, because physically the job can take over you.
Oh, absolutely. It'll wear you down. It'll beat you up. Like I said, I've been standing behind my chair for 23 years. I can still work a 10, 12-hour day, no problem. I can still hop off a red eye and go directly to work with no problem. But it's understanding, number one, the balance, because I take care of myself. I get massages regularly because I have to, and you should. It's okay to get a pedicure. That foot rub is the best. You're standing on your feet all damn day. And take a vacation once in a while. Recharge.
Yes.
Get yourself away from the everyday boom, 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 boom. Because you saw the other day, I literally came off an 8.5-hour flight from Amsterdam and went straight to the gym, worked out for an hour and a half, and ran back home to get on a Zoom meeting with you guys. You know, I could have been home in bed. I could have went to sleep. But success don't sleep, darling. And people want my spot, and you got to work harder than me to get it. And it's going to be real hard to beat me to it. So I keep that mindset, and I just turned 42 last week. I'm no spring chicken.
Happy birthday, Danny.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's
but
awesome.
I try to keep up with myself. So literally I see 25, 30-year-old guys like, yo, how do you do it? Like, you're tired? Like, man, listen, this has just begun. And you'll never get tired when you really have the passion for it. Like, it just wakes me up. I could be tired. I could be dragging. As soon as I hit that stage, I transform, you know? Like, even now, like, I was quiet before we got on here. And it's like, boom, like it ignites, but it's got to be in you. It's something you can't teach someone or force on someone. You have to find what you're passionate about, what you love, and go. Don't worry about failing. Every successful person failed. Look at LeBron James. He just failed. He didn't even make it to the playoffs, and he plays for the Lakers. He's one of the greatest players to ever play. So what does he do? Put his hood on and hide? No. He's back in the gym and trying to create something for next year. You know, every successful person fails. No success comes without failure. So forget that fear. Forget the failure. Just get up and go. Worst thing that happened, you fail and try again. You get a no, knock on another door. You're going to get a yes eventually. Trust me.
Absolutely, Danny. So well said. My God, you're hitting them out of the park tonight, Danny. We have a question that came in from Kylie from Toronto. She says that she's curious to know from either of us any suggestions for cool summer guys' haircuts and trends. I have my own ideas up my sleeve over here, but what's happening on your end, Danny?
Well, I just came back from the UK. We did a big event at Barber Connect. And I love traveling internationally because I pick up so many different styles when I go out of town, you know, and we had our Australian team on stage and they were big on mullets. So they were doing like a lot of funky mullets, tons of texture. They love texture. And the guys from the UK, same thing. UK team came up there, tons of real tight bald fades, tons of texture up top, a lot of the texturizing powder. Everyone was using the powder, you know, and literally they intrigued me to give my model a whole different haircut. And when I came back into my barbershop Saturday, I wasn't even supposed to come back. I was supposed to be gone the whole week. I lied to my clients, unfortunately I had to, and told them I was taking the whole week off because I didn't want everyone to bombard me in one day.
Right.
But what I did, I picked 10 of my best clients and told them all it was going to be a certain price, and they were all okay with it. I walked into work on Saturday, serviced 10 people, was in by 8, was gone by 1,
Wow.
made more money than certain people make all week in one day, you know? And
I know.
and I still went to the Mets game with my son and got it done. Wow. So just understanding all of that is important. But even getting back into that, one of my clients was getting a bald fade and he's been having like some skin problems.
Yeah.
So he said, Danny, don't really go too tight and high. Like I'm having problems with my skin. I don't want the sun hitting it. I was, you know what? I'm going to give you a mullet. He's like, a mullet? I don't want a mullet. I said, trust me. I just came back from the UK. I seen tons of awesome mullets. My guys from Australia were doing it. Let me do what I do. And I've been cutting his hair for so long. When you give them that delivery and that confidence, they're like, go. And I did. And he loved it. I gave him a real nice bald taper, shaped the back. So it was less work for me. Literally, a bald fade's way more work.
Of
Same
course.
damn price.
Right.
So I gave him an easier haircut that took me less time, but looked better on him. And I literally told him, listen, I saw this here and I want to bring it to you here. And this is what keeps clients intrigued. And this is what's important about when your prices go up.
Right.
Every trade show you go to, tell your clients. Every class you take, tell your clients. Every new tool you buy, tell your clients. Every new product you buy, tell your clients. Every time you fly somewhere to learn to make yourself a better barber and stylist, tell your clients, because you're investing that time, that energy, and that money into them. So when your prices go up, they understand, because the other 8 people in that room that work with you don't do that, and you do. And that's what separates you from them. And that's why in my shop, I have 10 chairs. I charge the most, and people gravitate directly to me. Why? Why does this happen? And it's what I'm giving you and what I'm offering and the way I do it. So understand that all of these things, it's not a waste of time. It's an investment, and it will come back to you. So yes, it's going to cost you maybe $1,000, $1,500 to go away for 3 days to a trade show. You will make that back. And
absolutely.
It's a tax write-off, guys.
That's right. You said it right. People are forgetting that, yes, I mean, and Danny, you know how often I flew out to you guys in the States, and it wasn't cheap to fly from Canada, even though we're knocking on your door. It was triple the amount of money I was spending next to you guys. But let me tell you, every time I came back to the shop, I shocked myself by the end of the week with how much money I was making. And it was because people saw value in the value that I saw in myself. And if people didn't hear me say that, I'll say it again. People saw value in the value I saw in myself. And Danny, that's what you do. And that's what we're trying to share with everyone. It is so important to really have your confidence, be smart about it. And sometimes it's okay to say no, to have that break for yourself, to recharge, to come back, to take this time, a half an hour with you and I tonight and hear about, hey, wait a minute. Yeah, I felt like that too. Or, you know what? Yeah, they're right. I should get back into fitness to help me get motivated and help my good endorphins. You know, I think all of this just is what makes us professional in our industry. And that's why people want to sit in our chair.
Right. But that's why even going to these trade shows is important, because as I mentioned, I was just in the UK and I work for the Andis Clipper company, and I'm one of their international educators. I've been with them over 10 years. This is the first time they've ever brought 30 educators from all over the world into one space on one stage. We had Malaysia, we had Germany, we had Ireland, we had Australia, we had the UK, we had the States, we had Canada.
Wow.
We had all different countries. So all elite barbers and stylists from the world, all in the same room, same stage. People that I've been following for years, never met in person, finally got to meet. We worked together, we ate together, we talked together, we build together. And I came back ready to hit the ground running. Because I picked up so many different things from people, and these are same like-minded people. You can't talk to your spouse the way I'm talking to you because they don't understand. You can't talk to your mom or your dad because they don't understand. Even your best friend, they think we're crazy. We're
Yeah,
not crazy.
they do. They think we're crazy.
Like literally, I went out with someone the other day and I had dinner, and the whole dinner, all I did was talk about work. And they're like, can we not talk about work? And I didn't even notice I was talking about work.
Right.
Because
Right.
organically, it's my life and I really enjoy it. So I didn't even realize I was talking about work. But it's not work when you love it, guys. You
That's
know,
right.
so being around like-minded people is refreshing. So
Absolutely.
it's another reason I'm gonna tell you to get up and get out, because you
Yeah.
can have such organic conversations with people and feel like you're not the only one that thinks that way. You're
Right.
not the only person that deals with that stuff. Even owning shops, like I own 3 barber shops, and trust me, I've had my headaches with
Yeah.
personalities
Not
and
easy. Yeah.
people. And no one sees the dark side on Instagram. They just see the great stuff. No one posts the bad days. They post the good days.
Right.
Everyone posts on vacation. No one posts when you have to fire someone, you know?
Right.
And I get those days. Trust me,
Right.
I'm human. But it's all about, once again, glass full, or half empty. I always try to think the positive way, and it's not, I have to do this. No, I can do this, or I'm able to do this. So just keep that in your mind so you're not burning yourself out on purpose.
Danny, I am so grateful for this time that we got to hear you tonight speak your truth, motivate us as always, inspire us
enough.
to the next
We could
level.
be here for like an hour.
And as Danny Amorim loves to say, don't be good, be great.
Yes.
And
love
I
that.
swear that is my motto for the rest of the year moving forward. And I
That's
think
awesome.
all of us should take that with us. Danny, thank you so much for
My
tonight.
pleasure. Thank you.
And we'll
It's
have
been
to
an
come
honor.
back to this soon.
Like I
Thank
said,
you to everyone who watched us tonight. And we'll see you guys all soon. Thanks, Danny.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Hopefully see you guys soon in Canada. I'm coming. I'll be
We're
there
here
soon.
for you.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.